What is considered cute when done by a kid but illegal when done by an adult? Sit on people's laps. Demand to be picked up. I don't know. Had a tiny girlfriend once. She was always on my lap though she hated being picked up. People seemed to think it was okay just because she was little. Relieved it's not just me. Why do people do this? I weigh 100 pounds and most people can lift me. I'm a grown up, damn it. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. My mom always loved to tell how when I was first being potty trained, when I had to go number 2, I would pull my pants down in the living room before trotting to use the toilet, pants around ankles. Something tells me it wouldn't go over as well now. I did that once at preschool. Stopped at the bathroom door to drop my pants before going inside to use it. Don't think my classmates noticed, but a teacher did and told me not to do that. I wasn't embarrassed by it either. But I do remember thinking at that moment that just maybe this isn't quite how it's supposed to go, but I'm gonna do it anyway because convenience. Same thing happens here. The bathroom was connecting 2 classes and I was in the hall. The teacher saw and said, "We don't do that here," to which I replied, "I do it at home so I do it here." Randomly reminds me of a time in 2nd grade I walked into the bathroom to see 3 kindergarten kids sharing a urinal, 2 of them with pants fully down low. I walked into the bathroom on lunch break in 1st grade to find a kid in my grade facing away from the urinal, purposefully pissing all over the floor. I just did the slow, backwards walk out as he looked at me crying, "Please don't tell anyone." Lol. Another time I came in and saw a massive shit stuck about 4 feet up on the wall. Some sticky shit for real. Taking shortcuts through PPLS yards. Those were the days. My friends and I did this to get to the next street, like it was our own property. Shit, I thought we were the only ones who hopped backyards. We called it missions though. Did you ever meet fellow backyard jumpers while jumpoing backyards? Though when I look back, I think that it was really stupid. If kids hopped my backyard, I'd yell at them, "Watch out for the raccoons and skunks. They're gonna get you." Lol, we did the same thing as kids, we called it 007. My 3-year-old ran up to a large man with a shirt too small for his body at a barbecue joint in Chicago and gave him a big hug. He thought it was cute and he walked away. When I asked her why she hugged him, she told me so I could lick him. She licked the man's underbelly. Imagine the man's utter confusion when he walks away and feels a cold patch on his underbelly. Feeling refreshed? My 2-year-old daughter smacked a random lady's booty at the grocery store because she sees me do that to her mom at home. It was funny, but if she was 16 years older that might be sexual assault. Edit. Thank you so much for the sliver. I remember when I first moved to my new house, one of my neighbors, who had autism, somehow broke into my house and started looking around. The next day he apologized and said to me he looked cute doing it as a kid, but now he is 17, it's just scary. Edit. I forgot to say that his dad was the one who apologized. Oops. My ex had a family friend in a similar situation. Their son was in his 20s but, mentally, around that of a 4-year-old. He had a hard time understanding boundaries and that people don't like their bodies being touched. My sister used to go to Special Olympics for equestrian stuff with this place that taught special needs kids horse riding. One of the parents abandoned me, without asking, with their very special needs daughter, who was 23. But looked 14 and acted 8. Nothing quite as terrifying as being an adult male with a child that looks underage holding your hand, trying to kiss you and touching you all over because she just doesn't understand she can't do that stuff with complete strangers. Edit. She did technically ask me to watch her. It's been a while, I just remembered, but it was more like, "Hey, watch her for me, K, thanks, bye," and she dipped around the corner before I could tell her I was not comfortable doing that. Calling 911 to get a Happy Meal. Edit. Thank you for the silvers, kind people. Or due to a lost teddy bear. This is the cutest response so far. I love it. I want a book or movie or something where a cop actually responds to that call because they're bored, and it turns into some weird Lovecraftian fiasco. Okay y'all, it's up on writing prompts, let's see what transpires. E2, and after getting gilded, it's been removed by the mods as a recent repost copycat. You may form your own opinions about that one. E3, apparently the takedown reason given was an error and the real boo-boo was linking to the prompt from here, because I dunno, Sturgeon's law plus attention from a big sub leads to a lot of dumbass non-writing comments. Non-writing comments for which there is a stickied section at the top of every thread. Also, I guess they just don't like you posting a prompt if it's a thought that you've expressed elsewhere, because, I dunno, self-plagiarism? Exclusivity boner? Again, you may form your own opinions. Thanks to everyone who wrote a thing, regardless. And there's a plot hook for my next Call of Cthulhu campaign. Bonus, toddler is the beg and the teddy bear is an eons-old eldritch artifact. As Ray Romano said, when your kid discovers he can get an erection for the first time and runs out of the bathtub going pee pee big. Pee pee big. It is cute and all. When Grandpa does it, it is sad and disturbing. But Grandpa has more reason to be happy. Gramps used Harden. It was very effective. For now. So if two grandpas battle, does it never end? Eventually they run out of pee-pee and use struggle until one faints. When I was 5 or so, I went to a baseball game with my dad and he wouldn't let me get popcorn. I really wanted popcorn. I walked away and sat on a random man's lap plus started eating his popcorn. I closed my eyes and pretended like I thought it was my father, like, "Oh dad, you got popcorn, thanks," because my child mind thought my dad would believe I thought it was him and wouldn't get mad. I don't think that would be very cute as a 21-year-old. Best thing I've read all day. My friend, when he was just crawling apparently, was at a beach with his mom. She looked away for a second and head crawled over to a nearby topless sunbather sleeping on her back and tried to suckle on her. Obviously she screamed and it didn't get far, but after much embarrassment they did all laugh it off. As an adult? That's probably prison time. Even as a literal baby it could have been much worse depending on the woman's response. At that age, a topless beach probably looks like a buffet. Frankly, at my age, a topless beach still looks like a buffet. Slightly different connotation though. I'm imagining a buffet where 80% of the food looks awful, but it doesn't matter how good or bad it looks because you can't eat any of it anyway. Playing doctor. Frank Abagnale has entered the chat. Do you concur? I blew it. Why didn't I concur? How'd you pass the bar, Frank? Running around in public naked. My 3-year-old was being potty trained at the time and I took him to McDonald's after his vaccinations to cheer him up. He had a great time until he announced to me that he wet himself. So I go to my bag to get a change of trousers and pants to hear people laughing and I look up from my bag. He dropped his trousers and pants to the floor and was shuffling to the bathroom door with them around his ankles with a big grin on his face. Just his little butt exposed. I couldn't even be embarrassed, it was too funny. That's adorable. Now imagine that with a 30-year-old and it's a completely different feel. He wiggled his butt as he ran in the breeze, a laugh of delight with the wind at his knees, the bliss of a boy in the nude and at peace, but as he was 30, they called the police. A baby can drink a bottle and fall asleep and it's cute. When I drink a bottle and go to sleep I got problems. Sucking on your mom's boobies. Being attracted to other kids. That's illegal as an adult? Looks like Uncle Murray has some explaining to do. No, I distinctly remember Uncle Murray saying if he's 7, then I'm 7, so he doesn't count. He may be 7, but he's a solid 10. This is your FBI agent speaking, I quit. When they ask a question and follow it by saying don't say no, or when they wait outside your bathroom door asking details of what you're doing and they're like, do you have a penis or 2 butts? My son asks a question by saying, Daddy, I think you'll say no to this, but? That's cute. His son is 36. That's illegal.